Hello everyone. We're going to be going live here in a minute. We have some big news, and this is going to be an extreme weather event we're about to face. So hang on and we'll give you some details here shortly. If you know people who need to tune in, give them a call, tell them to join the stream. We'll be back on in just a minute. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Dave, how are we doing this evening?
Well, we're doing pretty good, I guess. We sure got some big stuff happening, don't we?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
We've been kind of hinting at it, but I tell you, it's showing more and more like it's going to come this way.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to come in an extreme form as well. So we've got several on with us, and I appreciate you guys joining us for this very important update. Chris Meacham's on with us. Says, good afternoon. Dave, our good friend. Dave, hang in there, buddy. I'm glad to see you on with us. My old friend Shannon is on. Shannon, okay. I'm not even going to try to. Let me get my glasses on so I can read that name. I've known her for a while. Zakowski. There we go. She says, hey, Shannon and Laura are on. And Dave says he officially has no leaves on his raptor pear trees. Eric Brake says hello. April Lilly says, good evening, Thunder and Snow Buddies. Mark, David, appreciate you all and your crew. And Linda McElrath, my good friend Linda. Can't wait to hear about it, and we're going to get to it here pretty quick. Jamie Tucker says, hey, everyone. So is Jackie Mathis. Mary Vorby's on with us. Tom Mathis. Good Sunday evening to you and Mark. And Blackheart 502. Hey, you better call Jessica. She's going to want to hear this, Gerald.
Yeah, she may like it.
Mermaid Cakes is going to want to hear this, I tell you. Chris Meacham, do y'all see where Jimmy Carter, our oldest president, passed away today? I didn't know that at 100.
I saw it just before I left to come down here today.
That's a shame.
He passed away.
Well, prayers are for President Carter and his family. Hope that it was a peaceful way to go, and I'm sure it was because he was a good man. I did actually meet him one time, but that's the story for another time. Gwen Cruz is on with us. Says, hey guys. Jamie Kane says, I got Haven on here. She's listening, and okay. Let's start out, Mark, with our present weather, and then we're going to get into some of the extremes that we're looking at, and it's going to get really nasty in coming days. So go ahead with the forecast up through New Year's Day.
Okay, right now we're not too bad. We do have some showers around the area. That's the remnants and the wraparound from the system that went through yesterday and last night. We had some pretty good winds this morning through the area, some gusts up close to 30, 35, maybe even 40 miles an hour. But that was for a short time. And now we're looking at temperatures in the low 50s. We may see some showers a little bit again through the overnight hours. And then it's not going to be bad, upper 50s to low 50s all the way through New Year's Day. We may see a little chance of showers again on Monday night and into Tuesday. New Year's Day looks to be high in the low 40s. As we begin our trek into the colder air on Thursday. And by the weekend, we're going to have dropped down with highs only in the 30s.
Wow. Well, and that's just the start of what we're going to be seeing. We've got some major stuff in the works. It looks like from about the 4th onward, we're going to be in for winter weather all the way through mid-month, it looks like. It's going to be relentless. And the worst thing is the extreme cold we're looking at. some of the temperatures I saw in some of the models were almost just unbelievable. The stuff that we saw in the Earth shot here, I don't know, yesterday or so, all that cold below zero weather. Well, guess what? It's headed this way. And I got a feeling, I hope that you understand that the snowfall projection you're going to see is simply projections right now. We don't want to over-alarm anyone, but this has been coming up for several days. Most of you know, for at least the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about a storm brewing. And it now looks like, as time has gone on, more of the models are jumping on board with it. And the snowfall projections I'm seeing are just absolutely almost unbelievable. This is something we're going to have to all get prepared for. We're going to try to do some briefings on other folks that need to know over the next 24 hours. We're going to look at it again tomorrow and see if it's still showing what we're seeing. And other weather scientists and even the National Weather Service now is starting to take notice of this. Okay, let's get on into it. First thing we're going to do is look at the models. The first one here, this is the GFS model, and you can see this is for 6 p.m. on January 4th. And you can see we've got snow knocking on our doorstep off to the west and northwest a little bit. And we're going to go through that. You can see now as we get into the evening, actually this is midnight, isn't it, on the 5th? Yeah, midnight.
Yeah.
The thing that's a little concerning is this area right in here, this pink and the purple. The purple is not too worrisome. That usually is sleet. The pink is ice, and that's something that none of us want. But anyway, let's go on through it. It stays just right at the border, real close to us. We looked at the sounding on it, and what did you see, Mark?
There's definitely a little bit of a warm air layer aloft. That's usually how we get freezing rain or sleet, either one. It's not a super thick layer. It's maybe only about 1,500 feet thick, and it's well cold on the upper side of it, and it's very cold on the low side of it. The surface temperature is only in the upper 20s when that's going on.
Okay.
But the moisture is there all the way through the column.
Now, this is on January the 5th at 6 a.m., and the 5th is, let's see, it'd be the Friday? Is it Friday? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go on through this. This is the first round. This is not the big deal here. This is the first round. So let's go on again. Here we go. We're more over into the snow area. A little bit of rain trying to mix in. I don't think it'll be rain, though. I think it's going to pretty well stay snow. Once we get that in here, the refrigeration effect of any accumulated snow at the time will help to keep those temperatures low enough that more than likely it will stay snow, especially when we're right on the borderline there. So this is at noon on the 5th. And then we go back into the chance for ice on 6 p.m. on the 5th. This is Friday evening. I don't know, Mark. I'm concerned about it, but I'm not overly concerned. At any event, this would probably be a short-lived icing, I'm hoping.
Well, we hope so. Yeah, but again, I've seen that in the edges of some of these models, but it comes and goes.
So let's hope this goes. We sure don't need that. All right, so let's move on. This is January 6th. Again, we're still in the middle of it. It's midnight. And then we go into all snow by the time we get into 6 a.m. on the 6th. And then it moves on up. The 540 line drops in right behind it, which is the freezing line. That's the surface temperature. And then we go into some cold. Okay, so we've got that one behind us. But now, watch as this happens right here. We start to get another little moisture package comes up over us.
More snow.
Yeah, it is snow at that time, and that's at 6 p.m. on the 7th. Again, that's not the biggie, though. So let's keep going and look at the temperatures dropping down to freezing all the way down into Louisiana, southern Louisiana, and Mississippi. So this is some very, very cold air up in here. Let's see, Mark, at 486 millibars. What is that temperature-wise? Do you know right offhand?
Not right offhand, but if you go ahead and click on that, it'll bring up the SQT for it, and that'll give you the surface temp.
It looks like 20 below zero.
Yeah.
That is some cold air, everybody. This is not playing. And if this turns out to be what it looks like it is, see, I done got taken back to the other model. Other runs. Let's move on back up to the 8th where we were. So we're looking at below zero temperatures up in here right now. And that's what is going to be a worrisome time. And you can see that cold air is almost down to the Gulf Coast. And again, look at this other little disturbance developing out here. Now, bear in mind, this is GFS model. It doesn't pick up on those little disturbances, the Alberta Clippers and everything that develops in the northwest flow. So we're going to keep going. And here we go again. Looks like another system. This is a moisture package coming up out of the Gulf. That one's going to be a southern snowstorm for the south right there.
Yep.
But 498, that is, okay. 498 is going to be at about, looks like it's about 22 below zero here. And that's right there. Let me see here if I can get back out of this without taking it back.
Just click right there. There you go.
Well, it carries me back to the 29th. So let's go on ahead, back up to where I was. Also, the GFS does not show some of the bigger storms either. It hasn't picked up on those just yet. But look at this cold air. Oh, my gosh. Okay, this is on the 9th. Then we go into the 10th. We've got another storm coming in. We have snow coming on us on January 10th. And it gives us a snowfall. There's another one. There it is on the 11th. And look right behind it. We've got another one. Remember, I told you in the winter outlook that January we would be seeing rapid fire storms every day or two. Actually, every couple of days, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Again, the cold air is well to the south. Look at it, all the way down here into Florida is below freezing. There in the Florida Panhandle. How many times do you see that? And it doesn't show any signs of this going. And remember, I said we got a second sudden stratospheric warming event taking place. So right now, so that means that behind this cold air, there's another shot, and that may be what we're starting to see right here. And you see that the isobar is almost directly out of the northwest, and I mean, it is going to be something. Again, here's the 12th, and then this shows it going on out, and that's as far as we go on that. However, we're not done yet. All right, I'm going to show you the forecast model for snowfall.
Edna Smith, yes, it does include Marion, Kentucky. We're talking about all of western Kentucky and northwestern Tennessee.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to play this animation. This is on the amount of snow that we can expect. And keep a close eye on it. Wow, look at that. 11 inches, 12.9 inches there in North Christian. 12.9 inches. Oh, my gosh. With the temperatures down like that, let me see if I can pause this. Go to the very end of it. There it is. 12.9 inches.
Yeah.
This is in North Christian. Looks like Southern Hopkins. Certainly parts of Trigg, Caldwell. Now, bear in mind, this is a projection. This does not mean this is
actually pretty far out. It's
yes,
pretty far out yet.
So don't jump and get panic on this. Don't go out and buy a bunch of milk and bread yet. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is something serious. And we have been watching. I told you yesterday when we talked about this that this was coming, and we would look at it again. Well, we're looking at it now, and it has certainly deteriorated rapidly. In fact, it had showed 15 inches earlier, so it's come back off that accumulation a little bit. But again,
yes, it has.
We're right in the thick of the heaviest snow accumulation, it appears, as we go through this. This is for Sunday, January 12th. This is what the snowfall amount is expected to look like. Is it going to happen? You know, it's anybody's guess. I can tell you, in my opinion, my confidence is pretty high. We're going to have some snow on the ground. Is it going to be 12.9 inches? I don't know. I really don't. I wish I could say, yes, this is what it's going to be, but I can't.
Before you say, oh, no, never. Well, yes, we have had this much snow in this part of Kentucky and Tennessee before. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen.
It's been decades since we've seen an event like this, according to what I'm seeing in the weather world and all the talk among the meteorologists, weather scientists, I call them.
Yeah.
This is
Mermaid Cakes is saying, bring it on. A foot of snow for her birthday would make her year.
well, you're not going to be going anywhere. I can tell you that. 'Cause it'd be a while for the snowplows to even get to you at that kind of snowfall. So, okay. All I can tell you is I had to give you guys a heads up on this. Someone said the other day you'd rather know and it not happen than it happen and you not get prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm sorry if I don't intend to frighten anyone, but you need to know about this because if you wait on getting prepared for this cold, it's going to be too late. It'll be here before you get a chance. So you can buy milk and bread a little later, but right now, get prepared for the cold because the cold is coming. That's something we're pretty sure is going to happen. And
if you haven't already done so, go ahead and close the vents on your foundation.
Disconnect all your hoses. Yeah, disconnect.
Make sure the water is ready. Make sure your pipes are well insulated and ready to go because this is going to be some serious cold.
Yes, and be sure all your hoses are disconnected from your outside faucets so you don't freeze them. It don't get in there and freeze all your pipes and things. Be sure and take care of your outside animals. I'm going to take some preparations to help our outside cats. I could do with a few. In fact, some of you want some cats. I know where I can give you some real quick. But anyway, but you kind of feel for them. So you want to try to take care of any of them so that they can survive this because even they haven't seen this kind of temperatures and weather probably never in their life. See, Linda McElrath says she bought a bunch of feed and seed for her birds and squirrels right after we put out your winter forecast. Hey, there's one person. There's one person that listened to me on my winter forecast, and it has come to pass almost exactly like I said it would.
Dave, I know Huntington up there, they get a little bit more of the snow and cold than we get, but you probably won't get out of this without getting some snow and definitely some of the cold too.
Yeah. So let's see. Let me go back on chat. So who I've missed talking to? Amanda Patty's snow dancing. You have to send us a video of that, Amanda. I'll air it if you do. Let's see. Gerald says,
is that a threat or a promise?
Oh, my goodness. Edna Smith says, thank you. Those of you that are watching over on the David Powell Weather and Wisdom Facebook page, I appreciate you joining. We're simulcasting over there. Try to get the word out to a maximum number of people. Spread the word. But also subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I need you to subscribe to it. They're going to ask you for your email address if you haven't ever registered with YouTube before, but it's okay to do that. They're not going to contact you. It's just to make sure that you're a real person because they sell ads on this, and it's according to how many people we have subscribed as to what they charge for it, and they give us a pretty decent cut of it. So that helps us to provide the equipment and material we need to give you this kind of information and technology. So, again, this is still a projection. I don't want you to say this is what we're going to get, but I can tell you that this is an indication of how heavy snow can be in this. And in fact, with those temperatures, we need the snow to help protect the winter wheat and stuff. So it gets insulated against the cold temperatures. So snow is a good thing in this case. We do want it, but I'm afraid it's going to interrupt your travel. It's going to disrupt your lives in general. I don't foresee power outages, but that much snow, who knows? I would suggest that
especially if it does come to pass and we do get a little bit of ice on the front side of that one storm.
Oh, my goodness. That would be a nightmare we can't wake up from. So let's hope that's not the case. But I'm giving you this heads up so you can get ready because I do feel pretty confident the cold is coming. How do you feel about that, Mark?
The cold is definitely coming, and I'm talking about serious cold, like nighttime lows down around 0, if not maybe a little bit under. The snow, we'll see what happens with it because, it can come right at us and decide it's going to go somewhere else or vice versa. But it definitely looks like a storm is coming for us. And yes. I was going to tell Sunny 161, make sure, with the horses you feed, make sure you got plenty of feed in. Make sure they got a nice warm barn to stay in and plenty of fresh water.
Yeah, like I said, this is a weather that we have not seen in decades, according to what I'm seeing on here. So, like I said, take precautions. Get prepared for this. I don't want to see any of you perish because you didn't get the word and didn't get prepared. So that's why I'm giving you this information, because this is nothing to fool with. And I would rather see you over-prepare and nothing happen than to lose some of you. So that's why I'm doing this. And again, you know that I'm not one to go out and blow things up and tell everybody the world's coming to an end. It's not the case, but I do think that I need to warn you whenever there's something this serious facing us. And if it hadn't been but one model run, that'd be one thing. But this has been consistent in showing it over several days, weeks actually, and more models are coming in line with it. So, I have no choice.
And don't worry about over preparing too much either, because look at it this way: if you get your stuff you need, get everything ready, and it doesn't happen now, it probably will happen sometime before spring.
Yep.
So it never hurts to be prepared.
Hey, there's Brandy. None of your business. Hey, Brandy, good to see you on here. She says, thank God for a fireplace to help the heating system not work in overdrive. That is true. If you have some alternative heat, it wouldn't hurt to kind of get that spruced up and know what you're going to do. Take it serious. As Mary Vervis says, yep, take it serious. Better safe than sorry. And Mary lives in snow country, too, up in Michigan. Eric Breaks says, 98 people watching and only 14 likes. Shovel more likes on the
fire.
Like you're going to be shoveling salt later. Hey, thank you, Eric. I love you to pieces, brother.
Shoveling salt, shoveling snow.
Yeah. So, again, be sure and like this page and subscribe to it. It means the world to us. I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors real quick. Then we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about this and what may happen a little later. So, let's talk about. So far, it doesn't look like we're going to get any severe weather. I don't see anywhere out there, but if we were to, you might want to prepare with one of our best sponsors on here. Love them to pieces, and that's Mid-South Storm Shelters. Take a look at this. What would you do when severe storms with tornadoes threaten you and your family? If you have planned properly, you will have a storm shelter nearby that is strong, safe, and will save your family's life. Mid-South Storm Shelters provide just that. They blend well with the landscape and are proven lifesavers. When the weather gets severe, have no fear with a Mid-South Storm Shelter. Call today at 270-725-6020. And I certainly want to give a shout out to Michael Vance Contract and Roofing. If you've got any roofing issues, he's the man to call, and you may have some before this is all over with. So write that number down, 270-707-ROOF. Michael Vance is the man to talk to, and he will not steer you wrong. I see some of you have missed this. I'll come back and give an update a little bit more here. Let me finish up our sponsors. Michael also has Lakeside Campground and Marina. Visit them at lakesidecampground.com. And also, let's go over to our good friend, Katie Moyer at Kentucky Hemp Works. Love her to pieces. She's got some salve that will absolutely heal what's wrong. And I think you need to get a bottle of, it's not a bottle. It's a
tub.
A tub. Yeah. Anyway, take a look at this. Anytime my aches and pains act up, I always reach for Kentucky Hemp Works Hemp Root Salve. It's easy to use. Just rub it on the affected areas and you will soon notice big relief. You can use it as a moisturizing lip balm or ointment that heals and protects your lips during adverse weather conditions and helps with preventing chapped lips. This amazing Kentucky Hemp Works salve is available in our online store at dpww.shop. Order today. And of course, our online store's changed. We're going to have shirts and all kinds of good stuff on there. But right now, dpww.shop is the place to go to get some of the Kentucky Hemp Works stuff and some of our own merch here. We're in the process of making the change over to an all new store, and you're going to love it, love it, love it, I promise you. But let's get back to our weather. Let's go back up here. I want to go back to Snowfall.
First, Dave, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
I do, Dave. I was just going to say that Dave is a super chatter. He has been for quite a while with us, and he's one of our most important and most loved fans on here. He's like a part of the channel. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't feel like we're complete. You know what I mean? But thanks, Dave. You know, you're highly appreciated. I also got something coming out to you. As soon as we get this other channel, store up and going, you can see some of it. Let's see here. So Latasha Mitchell says she got on late. When is this expected? Okay, so it's going to start around the 4th and 5th, right?
Yeah, that's when the cold air really starts to move into the area.
Absolutely.
And then it just continues to go downhill from there
Let me,
with the bigger snow chances coming on toward the 10th or so.
yeah, let me go back over here real quick to the model, and we'll back it up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So this is the 10th. Now, this doesn't show the big storms as well as some of the others do. But, okay, so here's the storm we're worried about to begin with. This is on... actually coming in on, well, the 4th is this model right here. You see the snow knocking on our doorstep. We're in this area right here in western Kentucky. And then you see sleet, and then you see some icing going on. So as it moves forward, the temperatures start dropping or get really close. And then you can see there's snow, there's sleet and snow, and maybe some ice over basically the Hopkinsville, Cadiz area. Back over
southward down in northwest Tennessee too. Yep, so watch out down that way, y'all.
Yeah, if you're in Tennessee, this is just as much for you as it is for everybody else. So pay attention. So this is the 5th, and we're still looking at that possible icing effect. We're hopeful that's not going to materialize. And this would be Friday at 6 p.m. And there it is again. Comes back up to rain on the 6th at midnight. That doesn't really make sense to me at midnight, Mark. That just does not.
No, that's a little bit off, I think.
That doesn't jive well. So let's hope that becomes more snow than ice. But this is the first thing we're worried about. So, okay. And we're going to go on past this. You see it actually changes over to snow as it moves on out behind it. And then we go up, well, let's just go on back to where we were talking about. So here is, by the time we get to the Sunday the 12th, we expect, according to this, to have accumulated 12.9 inches of snow from North Christian up into eastern or western Muhlenberg, parts of northern Todd, southern Hopkins, parts of Trigg, Caldwell. So, yeah, this is going to be a serious storm. The big news is going to be the cold temperatures. We're looking at temperatures dropping down to at least single digits, if not 0 to below 0, once all this stuff comes in here. And this would be as we go towards, well, probably about the 9th or so, we'll start seeing those cold temperatures like that. As I said, I've seen that a second stratospheric warming event has occurred in the Arctic. And that usually is a sign that the polar vortex is going to be released again. So this is the first release, and then this may be the result of the second one right here. So anyway.
Yeah. And, it seems like everyone is picking up on this now. Yeah, I've seen some stuff from the Climate Prediction Center that they're looking for the cold and the snow down our way as well.
Well, let's look at that real quick. Let's look at the temperature probable hazards here. As you can see, this is a risk of extreme
hazardous temperature.
Yeah, hazardous temperature.
Cold hazardous temperature in this case.
Absolutely. So you can see this area right here, which goes down into western Kentucky, extreme temperatures. This is from the 4th through the 10th. Okay, so that shows you that the risk is definitely there. The cold is coming. Now let's look at the snow. What they're saying about that. Hold on. My fingers here get to working right. Okay. This is the heavy snow line. And you can see that also comes down into Kentucky, western Kentucky, for the heaviest snow. It's up to a 20 to 40% chance right now of heavy snow in this area. The only thing it's missing, classifying this as a blizzard, would be the wind. Is that pretty much how you take it?
That's correct. And I didn't see a whole lot of wind in those systems, although there could be.
Yeah, so if we get wind,
not enough for really blizzard conditions, but if we get that much snow, it's definitely going to make conditions difficult for travel.
Let's pray that we don't get wind, because that would cause huge drifts. I mean, some of you would be actually snowed in. We've talked about this in the past. You go out and buy all this milk and bread because you think you're going to get snowed in, only to find out it's only for about 2 or 3 days. This, though, would be different. This is going to be different. So, and this is Arctic air we're dealing with. This is not just your normal cold air. This is Arctic air straight off the Arctic. And that has a completely new feel to it that you don't feel in just normal cold air. And it's also very hard to displace once it gets in here. So then let's look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. Wow. That's no surprise, is it? You got
Nope.
From January 6th through the 12th, well below normal temperatures here. And I don't see this letting up. We normally have a mid-January thaw, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen this year. If it does, it's going to be later, after mid-month. In fact, that may be what would break this pattern a little bit. But I can tell you right now, it won't take us long to go right back into it as we go into February, and we'll see. This right here is probably going to be a winter most of you will remember. And we thought about this way back when we were talking about the winter outlook, what it was going to look like and what we expected. And then here it is, just exactly like what we thought. This is our current satellite from Zoom Earth. Let me go ahead and put it into motion so I can get the current satellite. Here we go. What time is it? I got a little more time here. All right, there it is as 20 minutes ago. This is a actual satellite image that we have over the U.S. Right now, it all looks calm, but look at this up here. Something is a-brewing. You can tell by the overall looks of it. And if we go to the wind, maybe that'll give us some hint. Yeah, this looks like cross-polar flow has developed. And looks like that maybe that is the start of the polar vortex. The wind's going there. And then this is off the Hudson Bay vortex. And then look right here. We got definitely a low pressure area right there over
Over the Great Lakes area?
Yes, just on the southern part of it. But let's look out here in the Pacific. Wow, look at that. Aleutian low is really spinning up here. And it's going to be spinning off these little disturbances as it has been doing. Here's one right here. That's definitely a trough or something forming right there. That looks like another.
Yep.
That looks like a much bigger system.
It looks like the start of another atmospheric river, as they call it, for the Pacific Northwest.
And then here's another one right here. Looks like we've got an onshore northerly flow right there. Actually, this looks like a big anticyclone there as well. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 storms at least out here in the Pacific. This one out here just to the west of the Aleutian low looks pretty ominous there. That's a pretty good size one. And it's actually helping to funnel all this stuff down here. And this one right here looks like it's going to be strong. So, who knows what this is going to actually do to us. When I say that, I'm just saying that get prepared for some extreme weather. And this is something that we don't see very often. And already, look up here in northern Alaska, 48 below zero. Now, that is some kind of cold. Yep. This has decreased in temperatures over the last 24 hours, to be honest with you. They have dropped quite a bit. So
I think we looked at them yesterday or so. They were like 35 below zero there.
Yep, absolutely. So it is really getting cold. And even down here, now we're getting a little bit warmer right here, but this is not going to last as that cold air. And look back here, this is already down to 9 degrees, 10 degrees. Here's the first of the I guess you'd call it the polar vortex, yeah. So anyway, just want to let you guys kind of see this. Let me see if there's anything. I'm going to go back, for those who've missed it, going back to the, what did I do here? Let me get this off. There we go. Okay, now that's better. Again, this is snowfall projection. Let me see if I can go back a frame. Well,
you got to go back right there, yeah.
Okay. So here is on Saturday the 11th. We're still looking at 11 inches there. Friday the 10th, this is going to be a 3 or 4 day storm. Thursday.
Yeah. Go on back if you want to find out when it's actually getting there.
There's the 7th.
There you go.
Okay, so
So between the 7th and 8th is when it really starts to come in there.
yeah, this is the 6th right here. We should have some snow on the ground at that time, and it looks like that would be around 4.7 inches. That's pretty good snowfall in itself, and it doesn't.
Hmm.
That's just the start
And
of
then
what's
more comes
coming.
in behind it.
So again, I want you guys to know this is a projection. This does not mean that it's going to actually happen like this, but it certainly is an indication of what looks like it's coming. And as we go on through the 6th, there's 10 inches of snow on the ground on Monday the 6th. The 7th, the same. So this must be between systems. Then we start picking up even more. There's 11 inches there on the 9th. We must get another storm in there on the 9th. And it's just going to keep going. And look at that. There's another system. We're down to up to 12.9 inches at this point. Oops, go back.
Yep.
Get back there. There we go. Okay. So I think we can kind of take.
And yes, Eric and me, we do have some variations in the amount of severe weather we get. We always have a fall severe weather season of some sort. It's just been kind of intense here over the past few years. A lot of it has got to do with a lot of different cycles and things that happen in the atmosphere, and whether we're in a La Nina or El Nino or a neutral. And so there's a lot of different reasons, but you may think that the severe weather is taking an uptake. I don't think it really has. I think it just follows its normal cycles. Sometimes you see more, sometimes you see less.
Yeah. Okay, so I did say I would talk a little bit about going into second half of the month and into February. If we do get a mid or a January thaw, it would occur after the 15th. Let's put it that way. And
Right.
then it would be probably short-lived, maybe a week or so, and then we go right back into the deep freeze as we go into February. Normally in February we would get another polar vortex outbreak, and this year it looks like it would do that. So this right here is actually a map for Monday, January 13th. So this is another model run that's come out just since I've had this up, and it's still showing the same amount of snow there. So 12.9 inches for North Christian and the surrounding areas. So and then 12.9 inches for like Bowling Green. And it looks like Logan County is going to get in on it quite a bit. Simpson County. All of you are going to have. Let me go down here and see if I can get a little bit better. So Logan County are looking at 11.7 inches, 11.6. Simpson County 11.4. Let's see, that's Allen County, 11.2. Let's look over here at Todd, 11 and a half inches. And then up here in the northern part of Todd, you're looking at 12.4 inches. So let me go back here and look at Trigg County, 11.7. 12.7 here in northeastern Trigg, southern Caldwell. And all the way back. I mean, it doesn't stop there. Everybody's going to be absolutely buried in snow the way it looks right now. So please, I'm hoping that you'll understand that I'm not trying to frighten everyone, but this is certainly something we need to pay attention to because it is serious weather. It could be life-threatening weather. So let's not take it lightly. Let's make sure that we prepare for this before it comes. You've got a little time before it gets here. Not a lot, because it starts on, Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
So,
Ohio County, Dave.
do what?
Question there. Western Ohio County.
Okay, let's see. Ohio County. Where is Ohio County? Let's see. Livingston and McCracken County. Well, McCracken County looks like, that's around Paducah, 10.4 or 9.8. I'm not sure which one of those counties is McCracken. Clarksville, while we're looking at that, you're looking at 8.3, 7.2 inch. I mean,
Ohio County, Dave, is just northwest of Central City.
Oh, okay. So you're going to be in the 12.2 inches, it looks like. So anyway, this is not something to sneeze at. Again, I'm not trying to frighten you. I'm not trying to get you over prepared. I'm just trying to get you prepared for what's coming because this is something that's going to affect us all. I can tell you that we are looking at the extreme cold. That is coming. There's not much doubt about that.
Right.
The snow amounts is what's in question. We don't know. It could be 12.9 inches, as this is suggestion, or it could be more, or it could be less.
Yeah. Hannah Hill, how likely is this? It could change before it gets here. Very likely.
Yeah.
Very likely. This is still a pretty far out projection. We just seen a steady signal in the model that in this time frame that a storm has been coming.
Yeah.
And we just don't know exactly how much we would get out of it. And Jocelyn, we're talking about this is starting in probably around the 4th of January and going on through around the 14th for very cold temperatures and snowy conditions.
Yeah. So are we going to see snow? I think we'll see snow. The question is how much. That's the big $99 question. The temperature is going to be certainly supportive of it. We'll get a little bit of an idea when we see what's coming in here on Thursday and Friday. Is it going to be ice? Is it going to be snow? Pray that it's going to be snow, not ice, or rain. I'd rather it be rain than it be ice. Anything but ice. That's the main thing. So I do appreciate you guys joining us over on the Facebook page at David Powell Weather and Wisdom. If you're on YouTube, though, please go in there and hit the subscribe button. We need the subscriptions, especially this time of year, as we try to get prepared and have to subscribe to other services to bring you new technology that will help keep you up to date on things. So join the tribe and subscribe. That's what we like to say around here. And I would appreciate that because we do need subscriptions. So anyway, I think, Mark, we've done about all the damage we can do to everybody.
Yeah. Denise Gillespie said you did have a couple of questions over on Facebook.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me look here. Definitely, Alicia Maxwell says she'll be tuning in for any updates over the next few days. We will be updating again at least, I don't know, Mark, when do you think?
Well, our next scheduled update would be New Year's Day, but if we see conditions warrant it, we will come on before then. Possibly tomorrow, but probably not till Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, we'll watch this, and if it's a significant change by tomorrow when we look at this, then yeah, we'll certainly come on and tell you. I may do a Facebook live update sometime tomorrow. It's just going to depend. We may be knee deep in trying to get others, some of the officials informed on what to expect and things of that sort. But I got to tell you, I've never seen anything quite like this in many, many years. It's been a long time since I've seen a pattern to this magnitude. So
I've seen some storms that looked really wild in the GFS when it was out beyond 200 hours, but this has been kind of consistent, and the other models are starting to show it too.
Yep.
So I'll tell you what, it looks like that something is coming.
Yep. Again, I don't want you to be frightened, and don't go out and buy all the bread and milk out there. Besides that, if you do that now, it'll probably spoil before it all gets here. So
exactly.
So wait a little while on that, and I certainly will let you know when I'll say we may even do a big flashing thing that says milk and bread alert, milk and bread. I'm just aggravating you guys. I wouldn't do that to you, but. Denise Gillespie says she's going to be taking an electric blanket to the office, and that's not a bad idea. And by the way, be sure and put a winter survival kit in your vehicles. You know, in case you get off in the ditch or something, you want to be able to survive this extreme cold that's coming. And my goodness, you know, I just hope it doesn't get that bad. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I like the snow. But I hope I'm wrong about all this stuff right here, about the depth of the snow expected, about the extreme and the temperatures. But I'm afraid that this one right here is going to be one that we're not going to dodge the bullet on. We've dodged the bullet on a lot of them for a long time. But this one right here looks pretty serious. Let's see here. Tangela Helsley says, thanks for the heads up. I'd better be prepared and not get it as to not know and get it. Yeah, that's my thoughts about it too. I agree with you. And that's one reason I'm doing this. I'm hitting this pretty hard. I know I'm trying to get you guys I don't want you to panic, but I want you to listen to me and think this through. Do what you need to do to get prepared for this. Again, it's not going to be something that you can just all of a sudden it comes upon you and get prepared all of a sudden, because too many things can happen. You get to the store and all of a sudden they're out of supplies, they're out of salt, they're out of snow shovels, all that stuff. And I know that a lot of you, Linda McElrath says she depends on my word, and I appreciate that. But, it's an awesome responsibility to have that hanging on my head. And all I can do is, I'm telling you all this stuff because I care about you, and I care about the community. I don't want none of us to be in dire straits over this. So, like I said, don't forget to check on the elderly, make sure they're good. There's so many things that we need to do to get ready for this. But if we do this together, some of this preparedness will help us a lot. Hi, Nancy. Nancy Tyler is on with us. Hi, David. She says, well, it's winter. Time to get my food for squirrels and my birds. Yeah, you better get it soon.
Yeah.
But I would say we're looking at least for the next couple of weeks. This stuff is going to last through mid-month. So
Renee Fort says she subscribed.
Well, thank you, Renee.
To the tribe.
Yeah, you're now a member of the Watchers of the Wind tribe. So shoot us an email at David Powell. I think you can see it on the channel there, what the email address is. And we have some decals you can put on the back of your car or whatever. But anyway, Kelly Brown says, hello, David. Hi, Kelly. Good to see you on with us. She's also watching over on the David Powell Weather and Wisdom page. And got a lot of viewers still on with us. So Anita Wright says, this time I hope you're wrong, too, on the snow. Yeah,
We kind of hope we are, too.
Yeah.
But, we'd rather inform you and be wrong than not inform you at all and get caught by surprise.
Dave says, everybody get your sleigh and sleds prepared. You know what? I haven't seen sledding like we used to go sledding all the time when I was a kid. You remember?
Yeah. I remember, but I grew up in West Virginia, so that's a little different.
I said we used to pour water on a hill just to make it freeze so we could slide down it. Neighbors didn't like it too well, but anyway. Let's see. Tony McCain Bagwell's on. She says, thanks, David. So is Chris Campbell. What's happening? Came on late. Okay, Chris. Well, beginning on the 4th, we're going to start seeing a system coming in, the leading edge of the cold air, and that's going to bring a storm along with it. What that storm takes is showing a mixture of sleet, maybe ice, and maybe snow over western Kentucky at that time. It does look like it will eventually change over to all snow, but we're watching it, trying to find out what it's going to do. And so let's see if I can get that model back up again real quick. Give me just a second, and I will try to give you a good idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, so right here is a model. This is for 6 a.m. on the 4th. And you see we've got this system out here to our northwest coming this way. As we speed it up about 6 hours, you can see it's already in Missouri. Keep going, and then it's knocking on our door on 6 p.m. on the 4th. This is Thursday. And then here we go. At midnight on the 5th, this is at midnight as we go into the 5th. And you see snow is all over northern western Kentucky and central Kentucky. And here we go. This is a mixture. The purple is sleet and the pink is ice. The question is, it is so close. Is this going to be an icing event? Is it going to be sleet? If it's sleet, then it would kill the snowfall amounts. If it's snow, then it'll be a pretty decent little snow. It won't be a huge one. And then we go on further. Again, this doesn't look exactly right. This is at noon on January 5th. It shows kind of rain has come back over a little bit, which if it was ice, I hope that rain does come. But I suspect that will end up being snow. And then here we go again. This is at 6 p.m. You see the icing returns as the temperatures start dropping. And it's still some indications of it. And then as this moves out, you see it changes over to snow before ending. Now that's the 6th, all the way from the 4th through the 6th. That's the first storm. But there are many more, and this doesn't show it very well. So I will show you what the snowfall projections are. I'll show this one more time. And here we are. There's Kentucky. Here is Christian County right here. And you can see the snowfall projection there is
Was it
12.9.
Okay.
Pretty close to 13 inches of snow right there in Northern Christian.
Yeah. Now that's total accumulation
Right.
through that forecast period. That's
So that does not mean it's going to come all at once, but it does look like about a 3-day storm for sure, and actually a combination of maybe 2 separate storms here. So that's what gives us the snowfall total. This is for January 13th, Monday the 13th. Let's see, 12Z. That is at what time is that, Mark?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. Yeah, okay. So by 6 a.m. on Monday the 13th, if this model is correct, we would have 12.9 inches of snow on the ground from about Hopkinsville northward. Hopkinsville itself probably have 11.2. I mean, after all, it's who's counting when it gets that much. Certainly, you want to get your stuff in for snow cream, because that's going to be one of my favorite things I enjoy out of this whole thing is snow cream. The best dessert Mother Nature ever gave us. So anyway, so I hope that's answering some of your questions. I would really like to go further, but we're running out of time a little bit. We're kind of on a time frame, and I just wanted you guys to know that this is what we're looking at. And so, yeah, get ready. And we will.
Muhlenberg, the total up through there was just over 12 as well.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, there's Muhlenberg. So we're looking at 12.4 inches there in Muhlenberg. So there you have it, Levi. Hope it is. If you're wanting snow, I hope you get it. Teresa Jeffrey says, so not ready for snow. Yeah, Teresa, I know, but I don't see how we're going to avoid some snow, whether it's going to be 12.9 inches or whether it's going to be 3 inches or 2 feet, which is not out of the question. And I must say again, if the winds pick up in this whole situation, we're going to be looking at a potential for a blizzard, because that's the only thing missing in this whole situation is a blizzard type conditions is the winds. For Logan County, Clarissa, let's see here. I see right here it shows 11.6, 11.7 inches for Russellville. So, Brandon, none of your business. Just hope the snow holds off to after the 6th. Well, it's going to be close. We're going to see what happens as this storm comes in between the 4th and the 6th. But we will see. Teresa Jeffrey says it sounds like 1978. And, that did remind me of that. When I saw these things, I thought, it sure looks like the late 70s. But anyway. Christopher Mullins says, I would take 12 inches of snow over 2 inches of ice any day. Boy, you and me both.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all of us would be the same way, because at least you can get by in the snow. Ice, you're not going to have much luck. Chris Campbell says, or 84. Yeah, 84 was a snowy year too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting. Like I said, there's a lot of things to prepare for. We'll go over that one more time. I'll tell you right now. Be sure and get your outside faucets disconnected off your house, because this kind of temperatures if it freezes with that hose on there, it'll freeze all the way into your pipes, and then you'll have a lot of problems.
If you have foundation vents in your house, make sure you get those closed.
Absolutely. And that will protect. And if it gets that cold, it wouldn't hurt to drip a little water. It doesn't have to be a stream or anything, just a drip to make sure that you have enough movement in that water to keep it from freezing. And then, so that takes care of the house. Check the antifreeze in your vehicle. Make sure the water in it is rated for these cold temperatures.
Make sure any outside animals have a good place to stay out of the wind and try to stay warm, and make sure that they have water available.
Absolutely. And if it's, if you don't have some kind of portable heater to put in the water, you're going to have to change that water pretty much every day. Excuse me just a moment. I'm going to take me a drink. I've been talking too much. So Chris Campbell wants to know the temperatures. Okay, so we're looking at temperatures in the single digits for lows, probably below 0, if I had to guess, the way it's looking. So Nancy Tolliver says, your precaution sounds just like what my daddy would tell me. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Take this fatherly advice, Nancy. Get prepared for it, girl.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Nothing like water to ease a dry throat. Let's see here. Becky Thomas says Jesse Futrell. Did he answer you, Becky? I know what she's doing. She's over on the Facebook page. She's tagging him so he can come on and see this. And do spread the word. Like I said, we're going to be back on for sure on Wednesday. So tune in for that. And if it does look bad, keep an eye on my Facebook page. I will send a little notice out like I did prior to this to let you know that it's coming. And so, you'll want to tune in because we wouldn't be doing it if there wasn't a good reason to do it out of our normal schedule. These look pretty serious as far as accumulations go. Again, this is just a projection. This is not a certainty by any chance, by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a certainty. Will it change? Probably so. It could go up. It could go down. We will see. But I can promise you we'll keep looking at this and try to keep you informed as best we can and give you the very latest that we know on this. We've got a lot of stuff that are at our availability to look at. And, of course, your subscriptions helped us to be able to provide that technology to you. Angela Shelton Furcolo says, is Clarksville getting snow? Yes. In fact, let me see what the projections for Clarksville is. It looks like about 7.2, a little bit more as you go
for the
north.
total, yeah.
7.2 to 8.3 inches, so between 7 and 8 inches for Clarksville. So, this is not just a localized storm. This is going to be widespread. Pretty much everybody in the entire region is going to be in on this. It's going to affect a lot of people. This is something that is absolutely critical that you pay attention to. Danny Shoemake says, what about Auburn? Well, let me look at Auburn.
Well, it goes in a streak right across Kentucky there. So I'd say Auburn's going to.
About 11.7 inches, 11 or 12 inches. So, Auburn's going to get in on it. Everybody in western Kentucky is going to get in on the snow, and most of northern Tennessee is going to get in on it. And back into Missouri. Southern
Again,
Illinois.
this is the projection for right now. It can change, and it probably will.
Yep. So, I'm just hoping that that everybody's going to be safe. And if you look up towards Michigan, where Mary Vorvies is, she's looking at about 7 or 8 inches where she's at. So,
Natasha Blake, Elkton, and Todd County, you're probably going to get it too. If we get it, you're going to get it.
Absolutely. So, are there any other questions before we call it evening? And my stomach is saying, wow. Anyway, it says, I'm hungry. But, oh my goodness. Mark, you may have to talk for me for a second. I got to clear my throat.
All right. I hope everybody takes this seriously enough to get ready. But again, we don't want anybody to panic over it. We do want you to, make your preparations. And if you're going to make snow cream, make sure you have everything for that. Also be prepared because the kids are supposed to go back to school starting Monday, which would be the 5th, I believe. And
the 5th's on Friday.
The 5th's on Friday, so they go back to school
on the 8th. Is that right? 8th?
Be the 9th.
Okay. I have one here. Me says Middle Tennessee and East Tennessee. You know what? I forgot about her. She's over. Yeah, it looks like you're going to be in line for maybe between 6 and 9 inches of snow in that area. Especially as you go into the mountainous areas, it's going to be something to see. Robin Walker says, what about Stewart County, Tennessee? Let me take a look here.
Yeah, Monday the 6th, the kids go back to school after their winter break. So they may or may not go back to school after their winter break. We'll have to wait and see what goes on with that. So,
Monday's not the 6th, is it?
Yeah.
Thursday's
the 1st.
Oh, Wednesday's that's right. Okay, you're right.
Make sure you're looking at January, not December.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Stewart County. Let's see. Looks like about between 7 and 8 inches, 8.5 inches or so. plenty of snow, believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah, me says 8.3 inches of snow in Clarksville. Thank you, Tess, for clearing my lack of dates up. It has been crazy. Willie Hatchins says third, I'm thinking. I think he was talking about me and you were both wrong, Willie. We must well give up on it. You can't argue with him. Nikki Winter says, hello, friends. Hi, Nikki. And Mary Kay Simmons, January 5th is on Sunday. So, yeah, okay, good. So, yeah, kids go back to school on the 6th. Yeah, Nikki Winter says, bring it on. I love the snow. I got a feeling those that are snow lovers are going to be sick of it before this is over with. And this is not just all of it. There's more coming after this.
Yeah, this is just like round one.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go back to our normal screen, and we'll talk a little bit here before we get ready to cut out. Charlotte Price says Auburn. Yeah, Auburn is going to look at around 11 inches if that projection is correct. So everybody's going to get in on this. Now, Monday the 6th is we're actually going to get the stuff in, Marie, before then. It looks like around the 4th and 5th. We're going to get a chance for snow, sleet, or ice. Depends on what it does. So we're going to watch that closely. We will definitely let you know ahead of time. Okay. So, Mark, as we get ready to shut out, oh, my goodness.
You need to stop eating those frogs, Dave.
Yeah, I guess so, because they're scratching my throat. Me says, I hope everyone prays for the best outcome for all. And I agree
Absolutely.
with you 100%.
Yes,
I like that girl. She's been really nice. I like having her on. Gwen Cruz says, what about Russellville? About the same as it is for everywhere else. You're looking at around 11 inches in Russellville, maybe a little more. And
Tammy Carter, if you just got on, we're looking at some winter storms and some cold temperatures coming in after the first of the year, probably starting on about the 4th. And by the time all is said and done, by, say, the 14th, we could be looking at a foot of snow on the ground.
And there it is right there on the screen. I put it up one more time, Tammy, so you can take a look. This right here is the area you're talking about. Muhlenberg is right there, so you're looking at over a foot of snow in that area right there. GLHOQ says, any storms tonight or just rain and wind? It's just rain and wind tonight.
Just rain and wind.
Yeah.
There could be a rumble of thunder, but it'd be an outside chance.
Right. So I think that what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and get ready to close this. I do want to show you, we put together a little thing we're going to air on Christmas. We did air it, but we've also included the New Year and stuff in it. So I want to show you this. It's the way we're going to enter a program today. I hope you like it. If you do, please comment and say, hey, Dave, I love that. Or say, Dave, I hate that. But anyway, so some of it starts out with Christmas, then it goes into the New Year. I think you guys are really going to like it, to be honest with you. Ben Powell says, what about Bowling Green? Hey, Ben, Bowling Green is looking at about, it looks like 12.9 inches, same as Christian County. So, yeah, you're going to be getting a lot. Sheila Edgar says, good evening, David Mark. Hi, Sheila. Is anybody just jumped on that doesn't know exactly what we're talking about? Jan Prabula Miller says, how much in Owensboro? Let me see here. Owensboro is looking at somewhere between 9-10 inches of snow in that particular thing. Willie Hatchins says, holy cow, a foot? Dang, I got to get my snowplow on the four-wheeler. Yes, that would be a good idea.
Yep.
And let me go back to this radar here. I see this. See if I can control it over here. We've got a special weather statement just came in on this in Glasgow, over here in Barron County. Let's see what it says. All right, come on here, Dave. Okay, gusty winds knock down tree limbs, blow around obscure object. Wind gust up to 40 miles an hour with that storm, and it's pea-sized hail in it, the way they're talking. And so minor hail damage to vegetation is possible. Looks like Glasgow, 88, Bristoltown, Red Cross, Pritchardsville, Lecta, Haywood, New Liberty, Wisdom, and Beckton are all affected by that storm. So that's this storm right here around Glasgow. So if you're in that area, just be aware it's going to have a little inclement weather there. It is not severe, but it is a little bit of on the strong side. So if you see that, just be aware of it. And here we go. Okay, so as I was saying, we're going to have, let's see, Sheila Edgar. All right, you guys, they're the questions are coming fast and furious. Okay.
Yeah, Flint, Michigan. Okay, hang on a second.
And while you're doing that, Eric Betts says, what about Trig? I missed it. Well, Trig is also looking at about 11 to 12 inch mark of snow by the 13th. Yeah, Jan Miller says that's an incredible amount of snow for our region. It is. It is an incredible amount. But this is an incredible storm that's coming, not like your normal storms. This one's going to be very cold, courtesy of the polar vortex. So you got the cold from the polar vortex, and you got it combined with a couple of storms, actually, that's going to lead to snow mounting up over the area. We will see if that still holds over the next few days. If it does, and yeah, we're going to get even more concerned.
Flint, Michigan looks like they're going to have colder weather coming in too as we go farther through the week. Looks like they could be looking at periods of lake effect snow and wind chills eventually dropping into the teens in single digits as they go through this week and on to the next week. They are going to be looking at probably quite a few storms going across, because they're going to get a couple of the low pressure areas that are going to go across toward the lakes and get them that are not going to get us. So I'd say snow and very cold over the next couple of weeks.
I've got some questions still. They want to know about other areas that shows this snow. So let me go back over to it, Mark. I can't get off Chrome, but I have to show them this. This is what they're wanting to see.
Okay.
Willie Housen says, won't be any milk and bread in the area. I agree with you. David Braswell Mitchell says, I assume Union County in West Kentucky the same. Yes, pretty much everybody's going to get a significant amount of snow if this model turns out to be fact. And this is just a snowfall projection. Again, I don't mean to frighten anyone, but this is a storm that bears watching. It's not something that you want to fool with, because we don't get many storms like this. This is different than most of them. So Ben Powell says, now when are we looking at snow? Okay, so Nancy Tolliver probably asked the best question. So there will be 2 or 3 waves of snow coming our way from the 5th on. That is correct.
That's right.
Yes, absolutely, Nancy. You've got a good handle on it. So this is a combination of storms. The total snow accumulation by the 13th is 12.9 inches this part of Kentucky, as well as over towards Bowling Green. All the other areas surrounding it, still respectable amounts. 11 inches. Christian County is looking at 12.9 inches from about Hopkinsville northward. Well, there's 13 inches now. So it's actually increasing a little bit. Well, but after all, it's just about 2 or 3 tenths more. So 13 inches, 12.9, who cares? The date, this is by January 13th. Again, this is a conglomeration of several storms coming across the area. This is the total accumulated snow over this area from all those 2 or 3 storms that come in. It's going to come in waves, and we will see. The big story, however, is going to be the very, very cold air, and we're talking Eskimo type air. You want to be sure and be bundled up for this, because especially
this with any wind is going to be very dangerous.
Yes.
That's how cold it's going to be, especially in the nighttime hours.
This is one of those things you can blow a bubble and it'll freeze before it ever hits the ground. I think I'd try that. I've always wanted to try that, but never had the weather to do it. But anyway. But yeah, so you're going to have to be careful out there in this, especially if the wind picks up and it starts blowing and it continues to snow, and with the mounts and everything, you're not out of the question of seeing blizzard-type conditions. I hesitate to even say that, because don't go out and say Dave Powell says it's going to come a blizzard. I didn't say that. I said it could be blizzard-type conditions out there, at least at some point in time, but we'll see. I hope for all of our sakes that I'm wrong about these amounts. This is absolutely an incredible amount of snow for our area that we haven't seen in many, many years. I saw somewhere where it said 30 years since we've seen anything like this. So I'd say that's at least 30 years since we saw this. So it's certainly been decades. So we'll see. But I appreciate you guys, and I hope that you do subscribe to the channel. I do need. Hi, Mandy. Mandy Goins has subscribed. Love her to pieces. I haven't seen her on in a while. So Mandy is over in Trigg County. So
Fantastic.
she's been a Facebook friend of mine for many, many years, and I'm glad to see her on with us. And Mandy, you feel free to jump in there and holler at us if you want to. And anyway, so yeah, Trigg County also is looking at about 12, 13 inches in northeastern Trigg, where the rest of it probably looking about somewhere around 11 inches or so. Again, I hate to even show this, but I've got to show you guys what looks like it's coming. And if it's just this was the only model that's shown this for a while, but this started showing up 2 weeks ago. We've talked about this for at least 2 weeks about this storm coming, and now it's here, or at least it looks like it's coming. And more models are jumping on board with this. So when you have multiple models saying the same thing, then you got to pay attention to it. So, that's all I know to tell you. Robin Walker says, I would rather have my winter on a postcard and throw it away when I'm done with it. It should be so nice to do that. And I do appreciate you guys watching over on the Weather and Wisdom Facebook page. It makes it very nice. Be sure and hit like and subscribe on there, or whatever they have you do.
Like and follow.
Yeah, like and follow. That's what it is. And then I have my personal Facebook page on there. I try to give you heads up when we start going live on this, but usually I can only give you about, 4 or 5 minutes head start, and then we end up having to go on. Shirley Farmer Cherry says, Russellville, how much snow? Russellville is looking at around 11 to 12 inches. So they're right in that heavy snow band, same as Hopkinsville, same as Bowling Green, and points eastward. So yeah, it's going to be nasty. And this goes all the way across from, looks like western or eastern, what is that, Oklahoma? No, eastern Nebraska. Wait a minute, that ain't Nebraska. What? Kansas, eastern Kansas, all the way over to western Virginia. That is a pretty good swath. So John Brandon says, been waiting for a long time for a forecast like this. Well, it's not really an official forecast yet. This is just a projection of what they think this total snow accumulation will be. And this is across several waves of storms that comes across us. Now, that's all I know to tell you. That's the best way to tell you. This all starts, Shirley, on about the 4th into the 5th. So we'll see. So it'll start this weekend, and that'll be the beginning of it, and it'll progressively get worse and worse and worse as the snow comes in and the temperatures get colder and colder. Take precautions on that cold air.
Yes, indeed.
Mark, anybody else got questions? We'll wait on here and see. Okay, Christopher Mullins says, how many years since we had seen that much snow around here? Some of them were saying around 84, and another one said 78. So those are both good years. And yeah, I think that's...
I don't know. I think we saw pretty good snow right after Christmas around 2006.
That might have...
2009.
Well, 2009 was a big ice storm, wasn't it?
Okay, so it was 2006.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't even want to talk about 2009. That's the nightmare you can't wake up from either. The 2 inches of ice. And, do not want to see that again. So hopefully that's not going to be the case. We just need cold snow and nothing else, but with no ice. If it gets rain, okay, I ain't got a problem with rain, but no ice.
Nope.
Okay. Hey, Jeanette's on. Hi, Jeanette. She says, time to make reservations to go to a warmer climate. Not unless you take me with you.
Yeah. If you're going to go to Hawaii, be careful. Kilauea is erupting.
Oh, yeah, I did see that on there. So if you look at the background behind me, this is kind of what we're going to be seeing here soon. So it is pretty. So take a lot of pictures. This is a chance to make a memory that you may not see again in a long time. Let's see. Nikki Winter says McCracken County, Paducah, in the 11 inches or close to that. That's itty bitty numbers on there. Yes, they are in the 11 to 12 inches category. So I know that Paducah Weather Service Office, I haven't talked to them. I intend to talk to them tomorrow. And I know they're on top of it. They're
And again, this is probably not going to come down all at once.
right.
This is going to be 2 or 3 waves of snow going through that's going to accumulate to about that much. But it's not going to get warm enough to really melt it much either.
Correct. And Carrie Shells is talking about north central Arkansas. So, yeah, you're looking at, northern part of Arkansas is looking between 7 and 9 inches of snow in itself. So,
over in the Ozarks there.
yeah, when you drop down further south, though, you tend to get out of it to where it's not much. But, hey, this is a significant storm by any stretch of the imagination. It's one that we haven't seen in a long, long time. So I do hope that all of you will take this serious. We have so many viewers. I hate to go off here. We've got to stay on for a little while longer, I suppose. But anyway, let's look again at the temperatures again. I want to talk to you about this. Let's go to Storm Prediction Center. Or no, this is Climate Center. And this goes down into Kentucky. Let's see if I can go in a little closer. This is extreme temperatures, right, Mark?
This is for hazardous temperatures.
Right.
And again, all they could be talking about is snow or is cold.
Yeah, this is all cold. This is not snow that they're talking about. This is strictly the cold temperatures. So there's a slight risk of dangerous.
And for them, slight is anywhere from 20 to 40%.
Yeah, so that is a risk of the danger. So already this Climate Prediction Center is jumping on this. So we know that we feel pretty good that temperatures are coming. Let's see here. Let's go over to, let's see what this map here is.
Yeah.
That's where I was at. Okay, so let's go to the snow.
Keyshawn, Maxie, we're just talking about from now until New Year's Day, things are just going to be not too bad. Temperatures slowly declining. But then as we start next week and start in around the 4th or 5th, we're looking at a series of storms coming in and a drop off in the temperatures. And it's going to be something we haven't seen for a while, both cold and snow.
And this is the heavy snow line right here, where they're expecting very heavy snows. And if the projections are correct, of 12.9 inches for parts of Christian County. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty wild. So I want to give you guys another good look at this. Also, here's the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. You can see Kentucky is well below normal, as well as Tennessee and the whole southeastern portion of the United States is like that, even into Florida. So again, I'm going to look back here. Here's the model rendition of expected total snow accumulation by January the 13th. This is Monday the 13th, and you can see this swath of almost 13-inch snowfall across this part of Kentucky. Other areas just outside of that still respectable, 11 inches of snow. So Nikki Winter says, so what you're saying is get all your outside work done over the next few days. And I would have to say you're absolutely correct.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so with this, let's see here. Renee Crabtree's March 4th and 5th, 2015, 19 inches of snow. That is a lot in Madisonville. So, that's okay. So that's the last
I remember
time.
that when that got up that way and didn't get down this way.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't as widespread as what this appears to be, but that is certainly good information to have. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Eric Break is starting on the 4th. Okay, everything there is correct. Okay, Barbara Gambo Ringen. I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia right now, enjoying 62 degrees, but I will be returning home just in time for the crazy cold temperatures and snow.
James Pettis, we are getting specific with this just to let everybody know what the potential is for things to be coming. We have told them repeatedly in the broadcast that it could change and probably will change between now and then.
Absolutely. We're certainly not trying to frighten anyone. What we do know, the temperatures are going to get extreme. There's no doubt about that. All the models are showing it. Everything is showing it. Even this Climate Prediction Center is showing that. So that's the bigger news, is the extreme temperatures with lows down to single digits, even below zero. But on top of that, there are indications it's going to be several storms coming across this swath of Missouri into Kentucky, over into Virginia, that will bring heavy snow totals. Again, this is just a projection of snow totals right now. It could change tomorrow and go down. It could go up. So anyway, that's the story. We're certainly trying to keep everybody as well grounded on this as possible. We don't want to overly worry you, but we want you to be ready in case. Because if I don't warn you and it happens, you guys are going to be mad at me. And I don't want you to be mad at me, you know. So me says, I'm sick of it already.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. But anyway, so guys, we got to get off here. We've been at this for a while, and we usually do this for about 30 minutes. We've already been on almost an hour and a half. And
we're looking at everything starting off around the 4th or 5th. That'll be the first round of both cold and probably snowy conditions starting to come in.
Right. So we're going to end this broadcast with the Christmas and New Year's stuff that we produced, that we've finally got it complete. I got all my stuff working, so I was able to complete this. Let me get back to our normal screen here. And let me check to see if I've got everything right. Yes, I do. So any final words, Mark, before we go into this? And we will close it out with this as we go through. And we will certainly notify you by Facebook or whatever when we do go live again. Just keep an eye on my Facebook page or Mark's Facebook page. We both have Facebook pages. And we'll definitely let you know when we're going to go live. So hang in there, and I hope you enjoy this presentation I'm fixing to make. Let me know if you like this. I really do want to know how you feel about this. I think it's a piece, and I don't know, it kind of touches me. I'm really interested in this. Let's see here. Let me find. Okay, I found the button. So any last words, Mark?
Everyone be safe. Have a happy new year. And if we don't see you before then, we'll see you Wednesday.
And if I don't see you here, I'll see you here.
My name is Mega, and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas to all of you out there. Even though you're not a spotter, I still want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Michael, and I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hi everyone, I'm Lissa from Where I Was Lissa on the Weather and Wisdom channel, and today I'm going to be reading 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. I hope you all enjoy. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what's the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called up by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. as dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an object mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler, just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry! His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old soul, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and he filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sled, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." I hope y'all enjoyed me reading "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye.
I'm Jessica. Most of y'all know me as Mermaid Cakes 88.
And I'm Gerald. Everybody knows me as Blackheart 502.
And we'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. Is it time?
To put up more lights?
No.
Get on the roof? What?
Help, guys. Please, help. Please.
I knew you.
We're the Pulley family. I'm Eli's mom.
And I'm Eli's dad.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas!
everyone. I'm Ben Mark with the David Powell Weather and Wisdom Channel, and me and my lovely wife Tamra here with me. We'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember, God gave us His Son. Jesus is the reason for the season.
My name is Hayden Overton, a weather spotter, and I am a very much a Christmas lover. I was wondering if I could say to all of you guys, have a very Merry Christmas, and remember, if you can forgive, God can forgive. Remember that. I am a friend of David Powell of the Weather and News. I'm Hayden. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone having a blessed holiday season. My name is Gary Pettis. I am Spotter 25 with the Christian County Weather Spotters Association here in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. I just want to read a short story for y'all, the birth of Jesus Christ. I'm reading from Luke 2, King James Version, and it reads as thus. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world shall be taxed. And this taxing was first made by Cyrus, was the governor of Cyrus. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house, the lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, wrapped him in swaddling clothing, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same county shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone around about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings and great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. You shall find the baby wrapped in swaddling clothing, laying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel multitude of the heavenly hosts, praising God and saying, Glory God to the in the highest, and on peace, goodwill toward men. Pray that everyone receive a blessing from this teaching this afternoon, Lord. Continue to be blessed. Continue, Lord, to love each other. Thank you.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and all lang syne? For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne.
Thank you. 'Cause I know that you're mine. 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 'Cause I know that
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and all lang syne? For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne.